Joined by Texas A&M-Corpus Christi women's head basketball coach, Royce Chadwick. Coach, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, glad to be here.
Before we take a look at this upcoming season, let's look back at last season. Your team was crowned the Southland Conference champions. What was that like for you and your team last year? How rewarding was that?
That team, majority of those girls have been starting since they were freshmen. So they came in as freshmen, played together. We didn't win a lot of basketball games. I think they won like 12 or 13. Then the next year as sophomores, they won a few more. Then as juniors, they went on the run in the tournament and almost won the tournament. So the seniors, once they rolled around to being seniors, they were exceptional basketball players. They were locked into what they were doing. Fun to coach, great young ladies to be around. It was a wonderful year and felt good to get that first conference championship for the school.
Obviously, you guys were unable to actually play in the tournament because of COVID shutting it down, but those seniors definitely left their legacy. What can you say about them and how they performed and how they showed up for the Islanders?
Irreplaceable. They were wonderful young ladies. They did everything that they needed to do on the basketball court. Off the basketball court, they were student athletes. They represented the community. They did tons of work in community service. We did cancer walks. We played softball with foster children. I mean, we did a lot of different things. They made a huge contribution to Texas A&M-Corpus Christi, and they will always be remembered here and revered.
Graduating 8 seniors from last year's team, what's the biggest challenge now for this year, bringing in so many new faces?
Well, we had to replace them. That's the worst part. I've never in my career have I been in a situation where 90% of your scoring is gone. I think we've got 82% of our rebounding is gone. So we virtually are starting completely over. But we've got some young players. I looked at our roster today and the way we went through our practice. If we started tomorrow, we'd start 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior. So it's going to be a youth movement. They're going to make tons of mistakes because they are so young. But I had an old coach tell me once that the new flowers won't grow in the flower bed till you pull the old ones out. Well, our old ones are gone, and there are a lot of young ladies that feel like their time has come and they're ready to play.
One of those starters, Alicia, from last year, she's back with the team. How has she stepped up and become a leader with all these new younger people around her?
I think she leads by example. She's kind of a silent leader. She's a young lady that goes out there and she just plays so hard, and she is like the Energizer Bunny. She just goes and goes and goes and goes. And I think it's hard to watch her and not get some of her intensity of let's go play hard. Let's do this. Let's get after it. So she's done a really good job of setting the tone by the way she comes to practice and the way she finishes everything. And I think there are a lot of players that are buying into what she's showing and where she's going. And, she's the only returnee that we have that started any games last year. So she's got a lot of weight to carry, but she's done a really good job this fall.
Talking about practicing, how have you seen this young group progress in the amount of time you've practiced, and what do you need to see leading up to the season in a couple of weeks?
First of all, I don't think we're very far along. I think we are doing a ton of fundamentals. We are trying to teach them to play the game as opposed to teaching them play. So we've got a long way to go. The thing they lack most is experience. They just don't have any game time experience, no exhibition, no opportunity to get any experience. And in the past, we brought guys in. We played against guys, but due to trying to keep our bubble tight, we've not brought any guys in to go against them. So I think late November, it'll be learning under fire. And then December, I think it'll be a lot more of trying to grow in a hurry. But I think they'll improve vastly once they get started playing games. But they've done a good job of trying to adapt. But they're so excited to get the opportunity to play. And it's been kind of crazy because they thought they were going to go win that tournament in Katy last year, these returnees, they didn't get to. So when you start talking to them about we may not have a season, they were catastrophically petrified. They were just, oh, no, we have to have a season. What do we have to do? So they've been the front runners in trying to help us put together the pieces so that we could have a year.
With such a new team, such a young team, wanting to build off the momentum from last year, but just not having those exact same people, what are the goals that you have for this team this season?
Well, I think our goal every year is the same. We want to win the tournament in Katy. We'd love to win conference championships and win tournament championships and beat everybody in November and December. But what happens to you in November helps you build for December. What you do in December helps you build for January and your conference race. Once you start your conference race, it helps you build so that when you get to March, you're playing your best basketball and you have an opportunity to win that tournament and go to the NCAA. So nothing ever changes. And that, to me, that's the good thing about the Southland. There may be a favorite, but there's not a prohibitive favorite that you know is going to win the league and everybody else is playing for second. Everybody's playing for a championship. Everybody's playing for an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament, which makes it a lot more fun.